All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Baseball After Dark, 7 o'clock, Tuesday, March 3rd. 7 o'clock where I am. I am in Tempe, Arizona. There's been a crazy day of baseball today. We also have all of yesterday to cover. I'm not really sure which direction to start first, but thanks for everybody that's already here and hanging. Should be good. We'll bounce around quite a bit, and we'll check it out. Tuesday stream. Because I want to go every day right now during this stretch of time when I have the time to do it, but I can't tomorrow. We got an early bus, and then we're going right to the airport, and it'll be already 10 o'clock by the time we get to Houston. So tomorrow's out, but today's in. And let's get into this right away with a quick question off the top from JDS. Have you ever drilled someone on purpose? Not in the major leagues. I drilled somebody once in my life on purpose, and it was in the New England Collegiate Baseball League, Summer League, after my freshman year. I don't even remember the context, but I had beef with the kid. And I didn't go all out to hit him, but the idea was to brush him off, and then I hit him, and I didn't really care. So I would say that counts. I was kind of lucky to dodge it in the big leagues because I was never ordered to hit anybody by a coach, and then you got to do it, obviously, or a teammate. And I was just always pitching in leverage for the most part. So it was never really a thing. Or the game was out of hand, and I just wasn't in there a lot. Had to deal with a lot of it. As an older player, you get asked what to do in certain situations. You see a lot of crazy stuff that happens. But anyway, we'll start with that. The DR game has been crazy. I mean, it's been crazy. The atmosphere down in Santo Domingo tonight is next level. So we'll definitely watch all the fireworks from that, as well as the stuff from the USA lineup. Adam, how are you going to navigate the USA lineup? So I've faced all these guys. Most of them have homered off me. But get ahead in the count. You got to keep it simple in these situations. Thoughts on Kyle Teal and how good he can be. So he hit a nice home run today. I've been chatting with him a little bit. Obviously, we're trying to get on the same page. He has to get on the same page with a lot of pitchers really, really fast here. Looks like a very skillful player. Also, very locked in. I will say, I was saying this just now in a text to Mitch. I was saying that today was an interesting day for me, being at the field, and there's a game going on, and I'm in a uniform, and part of it, I knew I wasn't pitching today. So I did feel very much like a former player today, but mainly just because all these other guys have been in the swing of spring training, and I can see their mindset. They're locked in. They're very they've been doing this for a few weeks now. They're in it. And today was day one, so maybe that was all that was. But it was anyway pretty interesting. All right, so that's thoughts on that. Any early thoughts on ABS through the first bit of spring training? I think that this might slightly help hitting. The pickup point of the ABS, I've talked about on the stream a few times already, being midway through the plate does change a lot of things. Stuff that kind of comes. I just think it's just going to be interesting. At the stuff that's supposed to clip the very front of the plate and then look bad, those aren't strikes. Even if they would have clipped there, they have to pass the threshold at the midway point, and we have to kind of see how that plays out. But I think ultimately that takes away some of the pitcher advantage pitches that I thought might exist with the ABS. That's my early thoughts, but I don't know. We'll see. It is crazy sometimes when an umpire gets one so bad. It's completely in the box. I feel like that's a bad look. Anyway, it's kind of funny. And then we'll do one more here about Profar getting popped again. I saw that there's a whole appeal going on, him as well as, who else? Johan Rojas. So, I don't know. It's under appeal. I don't know the circumstances. I was lucky that I never had any tainted samples or anything crazy like this come up with me. I mean, I took had to be 1,000 drug tests. It was insane, but I mean, that's what you got to do. So anyway, the drug test stuff is crazy. Yes, I will be pitching tomorrow versus the Angels. I'll get an inning in there. It's going to be very interesting to say the least. And I feel I feel like I'll go out there and do my thing, but we'll see how much horsepower we have. That's what's going to be interesting. Whole NL East is juicing besides the Mets. This is crazy. Profar losing basically all the money here. Sucks. Yes, Angels, lots of righties. I should get a few righties at least. I was looking at that today. They only have a few lefties. So as long as I pitch in the early part of the game and the regulars are in there, I'll get some righties. I was thinking it would be nice to face Mike Trout or, Neto or like Joe Adell or somebody like that, just because I need some juices. Like I need a little bit of juices. All right. Anyway, enough about that. Let's move on a little bit. Let's start right here. Let's start watching some stuff because there's honestly a lot of baseball, and I don't want to be up forever tonight. But so let's just get into it. Let's watch the USA hitting, and then if we want to watch a little bit of Skeens, let me know. So I have to go off of the research right here, which kind of sucks. I can't get the Dugout app for this, but it's fine. All right. Well, of course, then it's not fine because I click on the wrong thing right away. All right. Bobby Witt start off this game with a single. So the U.S. scored a bunch of runs early, and then they really poured it on Tidwell, who was a former Met who got traded over last year in the Rogers trade to the Giants. And these clips earlier are pretty messed up. Like you don't even get to see the rest of this play. I was already checking to kind of see how this would look. And then Harper. So interesting lineup, too, that DeRosa throws out there first game. Witt, Harper, Judge, top three. And that's just a really good swing, like into the oppo gap. I was thinking about it, like the hitters have looked pretty good. The guys that have had to get ready early for the Classic, obviously you're seeing what Dominican guys are doing tonight. They put a hurting on Kevin Herter tonight. To the tune of, I think, 3 home runs, which is crazy. He had only given up like 8 home runs, I think they were saying on the broadcast, in the last like 2 calendar seasons. So I was like, damn. All right. And then Judge gets a hit here that scores 2. You're only going to see it for a hot second. Yeah. So you see it goes right through there. He hit that like, I think, 108. Yeah, 108.5. So I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting top 3 in the lineup. I was curious how Mark was going to put those guys out there, and then we'll get into the home run. So first, this home run by Bregman. This is a tank by Bregman. I know it's Arizona and everything, but 105.7 to left center, like kind of going no doubt here where this place is big, is pretty impressive. His swing is just so dialed. Like nobody takes a more controlled hack, I feel like, than Alex Bregman. More premeditated, just like short to the ball hack. So that was a nice homer. And then unfortunately, the Roman homer, well, let's watch this Harper RBI as well. This is so annoying. Let me back that up. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. I mean, Harper hit 2 balls in each gap, 1 ball in each gap. So Harper looked good today. It's hard to go wrong with the lineup. I just assumed Judge was going to hit second because that's like kind of what he hits for the Yankees, but I guess this can work too. And then here's the Roman homer. Unfortunately, that's what I was going to say. Unfortunately, they're interviewing somebody at the same time as this. So you only get the split screen view, but this ball's obliterated. He's so good. Like that thing, where'd that even go? You know what I mean? That was crazy. Yeah, that was an absolute moonblast. And I don't really buy a lot of this. Only 101, 431. I mean, 394 is far, and so maybe, but that's kind of a weird reading for me. And then even later in the game, there was a couple doubles here. Gunnar. This is such a deep team. Another ball in the gap. Look how big these gaps are in this ballpark, too, at Scottsdale Stadium. Ridiculous. So, Gunnar there. And then PCA. Man, does a good job getting on top of that pitch up and in. That's like not easy to do at all. I'll be on this in a minute. I want to watch a little bit of some of the Skeens matchups. Like maybe not everything he did because it's kind of tricky to watch it on this. And there's so much other stuff to look at, but I want to watch a little bit of that. I thought also Goldie swung it good in this game, but whatever. Let's go back to Skeens again. So Skeens started this game. He immediately got greeted with a double from Adames on kind of a sweeper, I guess, that catches too much plate here on a 1-2 count. But overall, I mean, I think he only allowed the one hit. So, it was a typical Skeens outing. I mean, he gave up a run, I guess, but pretty much that's it. Just pounding the zone. Good swing by Willie right there. And that sweeper, I guess, kind of stays up a little bit. All right, let's watch his matchups with Eldridge. I'm curious because that was in the chat just now. All right, Paul Skeens, Bryce Eldridge. So I got to back this up I got to watch the whole thing here. Previous pitch. All right, Skeens and Eldridge. Look at the size of this dude, by the way, Eldridge. Oh, that was interesting. So that's a fastball. Looks like top of the zone. Eldridge another guy known for a big whiff rate. Not quite on a Spencer Jones level. And he's on top of it and early. Again, Skeens doesn't usually have great shape on his four seam, so that's interesting. Just interesting all around. Weird foul ball to start off this at-bat. Don't have the metric on the movement on that, unfortunately. All right, next pitch. Changeup coming. Good pitch, way out front. That's a good read by Skeens. I mean, after that weird foul ball where he seemed like he was up, out, and around on it. Yeah, changeup, good pitch. So 0-2. Another changeup coming. Makes sense. Really good take this time out of hand. Curveball. Non-competitive curveball. Very rare non-competitive pitch from Paul. And then fastball. He hit the crap out of that ball. That was a good swing. He must have top spun it or something. I'm going to check the exit velo here in a second, but that pitch is pretty far up. So what did he hit that? 111.9. Yeah, I guess just 20 degrees and probably some element of topspin. If he gets backspin on that, that's gone. He actually was topspinned over both of those fastballs. I'd be curious on the metric from Skeens on those fastballs, but he had him out front with the changeup. He was on fastball the entire at-bat. And then the fact that even though Skeens tried to slow him down 3 straight pitches, he hit that's encouraging. So that was a pretty good at-bat there by Eldridge, I would say. Especially being down 0-2, spitting on that changeup, as well as... well, I mean, he got the non-competitive curveball, but he stayed with his plan, and he was on time with that fastball. So that's interesting to watch just because he struggled with that a bit last year. Hard stuff for sure. Huh. All right, what do we got here? Skeens fell in love with that changeup last year. Hold on one sec. Could be wrong, but that was the hardest EV of the entire game. I'm pretty sure you're right. That was a good swing. Does he get him again? Now I'm just curious to watch all of Eldridge's at-bats. So he strikes out versus Matthew Boyd in the 5th. Is that really his next at-bat? He hasn't hit before that? Oh, I guess that's it. I'll watch it, though. So this is going to be left on left. Matt Boyd. Where is it? Bryce Eldridge. All right, let's see how this one goes down. So this was a 3-pitch punch, left on left. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Matt Boyd can pitch, and he can really locate some breaking balls for Chase. Also, 94 in the velo tank. Honestly, it's not something that I expected. I didn't think he was going to be a guy who was going to be able to maintain and, frankly, resist the decline on his fastball, but he's been doing it. Yep, little slider. I feel like the arm angle's a little lower on that. How do you think Tony's doing so far? You think he's Think he's enjoying spring training. All right, 0-2, and then another slider. So, yeah, bend the knee. I mean, that's a bad matchup for Eldridge. He had a shot with that, but you know, good pitching right there. All right, does he get another AB? Yeah, he does, and he gets to face Mason Miller. Poor guy. So, I mean, 3 tough matchups. Skeens, Boyd, and Mason Miller all on the same day. Almost punches out all 3 times, but we did think the at-bat for Skeens was very good. Boyd, that's a tough matchup. Boyd executed well there, and now he gets probably the best reliever in the game. 101, just a casual 101 as they're showing Ken Griffey Jr. taking pictures. Oof, that is so wicked, guys. This slider is so wicked. You should not have this movement at 89. Looks like Eldridge is dead red on the fastball and wants everything to be a fastball at this moment, at least. All right. Move on from Griffey. That was it. The whole clip was Griffey, so we missed the K. What a joke. But it was 102.6. So, smell you later. Thanks, baby. Miss you. Adam, what do you eat when you're night before a big game? So it's weird. Like as a reliever, you might like always play. You're not in this circumstance a lot where you know that you're playing the next day. I don't like this scenario personally. I don't want to think about it. I just want to show up knowing I have a chance to play, but I don't want to know for sure that I'm going to play. Just want it to trend my direction, and then I'll get ready and I'll go in there. Unfortunately, that's not the case now. So yeah, now of course I have to think about it a little bit. So I ate healthy earlier. I had standard like protein, vegetables, rice, blah, blah, blah. And then just do the stream, drink water, take all your stuff, and go to bed. And that's it. That's the plan. Is baseball and coffee every day again? Now, at least through this stretch, and probably we're headed pretty close to that. Probably headed pretty close to that. All right, so I guess that's kind of all I really wanted to watch from this USA game. They put the smack down. Everybody was on base. This is one thing that I thought was pretty cool for the US team. Witt 2 hits, Henderson 1 hit, Harper 2 hits, Goldie got a hit, Judge went 2 for 2, PCA 1 for 3. Schwarber didn't get a hit, but he walked. Bregman got a homer, Clement got a hit, Raleigh got 2 hits, Anthony homered, Buxton didn't get a hit, but he walked. Turan got a hit. So literally every single United States player reached base today. Their offense is deep and going to be really hard to pitch to. Really hard to pitch to, especially this time of the year if you're not sharp. I can fix it after. Oh, okay. Sure. So anyway, that was impressive. And then on the mound, Skeens stretched out to 40 pitches today, so he's probably good for like 50-ish in the start that he has in the tournament. The first one, maybe a little more. 3 innings, 1 hit, so 1 base runner. Give up the run, who cares? Boyd looked great. Bednar, clean inning. Miller, great. Jax looked good. Spire looked good. They're in good shape. We'll see who plays tomorrow. They play the Rockies tomorrow. Oh, Brett, please stop distracting me with this. You're making me sad now. All right. All right, Dominican Republic. We will switch over to this one because this was interesting. All right, McGonigle. Let's just watch McGonigle first. Every pitch of his game today. Number two prospect in the game. I was mentioning today because I was in the clubhouse still when he hit this home run off Sevy, which we're about to watch right now. First pitch of the game, just perfectly on time. No doubter to right. In what had to be the best atmosphere ever for a preseason exhibition game. I mean, possibly ever. Literally. So anyway, I was saying he's going to be tough to pitch to. He's short. You got the ABS. Clearly, his bat to ball skills are tremendous, but it's not just that. Like, his exit velos are pretty good. Hits the ball pretty hard. The other day, he sprayed a line drive to left for a single. It was like 106. I was like, okay. So I can see it now. And it's going to be hard to keep this guy out of the big leagues. Oh, wait. Timeout. I don't want to see the whole thing. I want to see the whole at bat. All right. So this is Sevy's second time versus McGonigle. 2 on, 1 out. Non-competitive four-seam moves them up. Is this a replay? Well, here's the 1-1. I don't know. Or, sometimes these clips are weird. Yeah. He's got Wellesley catching him, which is kind of funny. So we don't get anything there. Hopefully we get the swing at least. Here we go. It's like a little cutter. Just stays on it, stays above it, hits a line drive. You're not going to be able to pitch this guy up at all. Not going to be able to pitch him up at all. He's going to be tough. All right, third at bat. He walks versus Dennis Santana. Let's see if it's like a 4-pitcher or if he draws it. I love Dennis Santana, by the way. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Love this dude. I remember when he came up from the Dodgers, he was like 20 years old. I don't know why we're showing me this replay. That's not going to have anything to do with this at bat. We can do better than this. Now we just have a weird view of Santana throwing from the side. All right, I'm skipping it. He walks. Does he get another time to hit? Yeah, he sure does. And he gets a hit. This kid's awesome. Camilo Doval. All right, please tell me we can get every pitch. The Dominican bullpen is straight flames. Straight flames. Very impressed with McGonigle early on. Such a clean setup into exploding into the zone. Dude, I'm saying. Of course, this clip is horseshit. I'm getting annoyed. Come on, guys. Cut the clip. Are we using AI? What's going wrong here? All right, here we get a pitch. Just 97. Little weird cutter pitch that Duvall has. I want to see Duvall, damn it. Oh, look, we're not going to get this pitch. This is so lame. Next pitch, 2-1. Come on, show me a pitch. I don't think we're going to get it. It's only 5 seconds left. Okay. Here's the 3-1. So this should be the hit. 2-1. I like how McGonigle kind of like sticks his nose in there a lot. There's a foul ball. Like his initial move to the plate is like to kind of crush into the plate. He's not afraid of getting pitched in at all. It's stupid. We're not even going to get it. Maybe if I go to the next pitch versus Corey Julks, we'll see it. No, not even. Oh, we got a replay. We got a side replay. Here it is. I mean, just 3 line drives, just spraying line drives all over the field. This is going to make the Tigers a lot better. He's a good player. He's a really good player. So anyway, that was the McGonigle experience. On base 4 times in this game. But now let's watch some of the Dominican absolute damage that happened in this game. All right, this Tatis double. This is 110. I mentioned Kevin Herter. I don't think it's Kevin Herter. That's a basketball player, but his name is Herter. Had a tough go. This ball was smoked. Perdomo coming around. Tatis, I love the 2-hand finish. What do you guys think? Do you guys like 2-hand finishes, 1-hand finishes? I would say the 1-hand finish is probably traditionally more aesthetically pleasing, but I think this keeps his shoulder more healthy. And honestly, I kind of like how compact he is here because he's a tall guy. So if he stays, he stays, he stays tight. I like that for him. Jared says, "Yay, two-hand finish, fundamentally sound." This place is this outfield's massive. This field is huge. You have to really smash it to hit a home run, which makes it impressive that all these home runs happened in succession. So here's Juan Soto getting the party started, left on left, goes down and gets this pitch. I love how he gives with his legs. People don't do this as good as him. Obviously, he's the best, but the way he gets low and like match, he doesn't change his bat path that much. He stays on top of the ball, but he gets lower so he can get the point of contact to the point of the ball where he can hit it in the air and backspin it. It's beautiful. God, he's so connected. So dangerous. Like he's not looking for that. He just keeps doing that, you know? And it is, look at the fucking crowd. Maya's on it. It's insane. It's so fucking amazing. I love it there. Dominican is the best. Look at it. They love it. So there's Soto. And then Machado's is insane too. Like this is so smooth and suave. He hits this basically 104. Oh, and like the twirly finish on it. Manny his swing is just pure. Like it's just pure. It's a pure swing. This is an exhibition game, guys. Exhibition game. There's more energy in this exhibition game than any regular season game. Maybe ever. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Imagine if they could fit more people in the yard. And then Junior Caminero, who I continue to just be astounded by, hits an absolute scud the other way. Like, are you kidding me with this? I mean, unbelievable. Absolute scenes. The best. This would have been one of the coolest events ever to be in. Like the guys on the Tigers, like the gringos on the Tigers, they just got such a one of a kind experience. Like one of a kind. They need to have a game here in the Classic, like a game that matters with stakes. That would be so cool. Let's see the Jeremy Pena triple. I stopped watching after a while, but it's just so sick. I mean, it would be nice if they had a brand new state of the art operation because the Quisqueya is like not big enough and like it's pretty beat up. They have a game here like almost I feel like every day of the year, so it's impossible to keep this field in perfect condition. I literally think there's one or more games on this field every day of the year, every single day of the calendar year. Maybe not Christmas. So anyway, that was pretty sick. So that's our WBC stuff. I mean, there were some other pretty cool things that happened. I wonder if we can get any video from the Italy game. Teal did go backside for us and Sagese. Yeah, no video, but this was a backside home run by Teal, 106. Really nice poke. I can confirm that Jack Caglione is a unit. One of the most impressive physical specimens I've laid eyes on. It's ridiculous. He's a monster, and he's athletic. So I was like, holy cow. I just want to hear him hit one time up close. Who else today? Sagese home run. Some of the pitching was pretty good. So on to tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at after that. I did see that the Nederland team won this game versus the Orioles. I wonder if we get any video on any of this. Honk ball. Nah. No video from this game, but Pete also homered in this game. Cedon Rafaela, Ozzy Albies. They're just a fun team, the Netherlands team. So that's going to be interesting to watch. If they get an opportunity. There was the Canada game was televised somewhat. I really wish that this Jonah Tong outing would have been televised today. We have a lot to discuss when it comes to him. The movement stuff today was a little bit different, so I feel like that makes a difference. Let me just make sure that there's no video on this, though, because I saw some weird angle posted by somebody else, but that's a bummer. That is a bummer. All right, why don't we try to just go explore Jonah Tong for a minute? So let me load up Savant here for a second, and if I have to go over to TJ Stats or whatever to look at the movement plot, I'll be glad to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, there's just so much to cover. Even yesterday, like Cody Ponce pitched finally on the TV. That monster Gonzalez for the Red Sox had a 117-mile-an-hour hit. So pretty impressive stuff. All right, here we go. Player breakdowns. Wow, Erasmo pitched for Nicaragua, which is awesome. I also love that he's throwing in the 80s. If he can throw in the 80s, I can throw in the 80s, and it's acceptable. All right, what else we got here? Jonah Tong, here we go. All right, so I think that StatCast might not fully be on it. I might have to pull up TJ Stats because I thought he threw some sinkers today. But anyway, 41% four seam, 39% cutter, 13% changeup, 7% slider. Still haven't seen any curveballs, which I find a little weird. It's only 7 changeups. But anyway, I'm curious about this movement on the cutter. So today the cutter was 8 and 4, so -4, 8 and -4. That's different. That's distinctly different shape than he had in the first outing, where it was a little more verty and right around 0, which is why I didn't like it as much, because I thought it was a bad version of his fastball. In addition to that, he still averaged 19 with his four seam today. I don't know what his active spin was today or anything like that. That'd be something I'd be curious to know. But this looks like a better version of the cutter. If you're going to throw the cutter, or if this is really just like some sort of hybrid cutter slider thing, I'm actually maybe a little more okay with it, because likely you would achieve it with a little bit of a different grip than your fastball, allowing you to be able to keep your fastball shaped the way it needs to be. So potentially I'm encouraged by this outing. Averaging 94 on the four seam. I'm not going to read into that too much. It's just weird to me he's not throwing his curveball at all. Another encouraging sign from today's cutter usage is 50% whiff. So 8 swings, 4 whiffs. That's pretty good. Fastball only got 27% whiff. So from a shape perspective, just off the raw data, you have to be a little bit encouraged by looking at this. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go find the TJ Stats now, the game thing from today. But what I'm thinking happened here is Savant isn't aware yet. Their system, when they log the shapes, is probably more, it tries to stay more in line with their historical data until it's like there's a large enough sample where they'll say this is a new pitch, or they'll scrub the data later and they'll edit it. But in the meantime, like they're just going to get some things wrong with classifications, and then that's going to mess everything up, because if you classify 2 things as the same and they have distinctly different movement, then that's going to aggregate and look funky in your data when you look at it. All right, so wait, I need to go to apps, baseball apps, and then it's daily pitching summaries, right? Okay, and then selecting game. I need the Nicaragua versus Mets, Jonah Tong. Data error. Why are you doing that to me? Generate plot. All right, let me download that real quick, actually, just so it's a little more steady. All right, here we go. So they have 4 seam, cutter, changeup, slider. They have the same thing, but they have some of the count a little different. They have him throwing he threw a ton of cutters today. I do think that the break on this is better. This is a different pitch. Before, it was too much like his fastball. I'm not really sure what some of these ovals mean. Yeah, that's not what we saw before. We saw something with a sinker, right? On I'm getting confused now. My on Discord earlier today, somebody posted, but this is his outing from today versus Nicaragua, right? That was obviously today. And Savant has the same thing. So whoever put that Twitter graphic up is throwing us a curveball. But I do like this cutter shape better. So I'm really confused. But anyway, again, from what we've seen here, they're loving. I mean, the stuff grade here in TJ Stats stuff grade, at least. He loves his fastball a lot, likes the cutter now. And I have to say, if he can be consistently -4, like that's a big distinct difference for him. I'm curious though, where's the curveball? I want to know what that slider looks like. -5, -2 at 81. I just want to see it. I like that he threw 63% strikes today. Honestly, Tong is the type of guy that it's hard to evaluate him on a piece of paper. I like to watch it, but this cutter shape's better for sure. So we'll take that. We'll take that with a grain of salt, and we'll just move forward. There's really nothing else to see there. That sucks, though. Didn't get to watch a ton of that. All right, what else we got in here? Let me just get in the chat here for a sec while I figure my life out. I'm not totally sure about the shaded circles. It's annoying when my chat doesn't stay sometimes. Like I scroll up and then it just keeps jerking it back to the bottom. It's like, please stop. Owen Ayers today. Yeah, he did something for the Cubs, but for us. Are you calling Jonah the Timu Tim Lincecum? Wow. I kind of didn't hate his mix before. I just didn't like some of the targeting decisions. Yeah, I mean, I like this shape. It's something going left. Anything going left, a minimum of 3, -3 or more. I needs to get, significantly left. Just getting away from the shape of the four seam. And I mean, he could use something in that middle speed, which is why this pitch makes sense too. I wouldn't try a sinker with Jonah at all. I want to keep Jonah's active spin on his fastball really high because that's something that makes it special. Yeah, I just I don't know, man. He's nasty, but I'm not sure if that equates to major league good yet. Okay, here's something. Speaking of two pitch guys, let's go watch Roki from today. I watched this already on my own. It's I already have it pulled up, so we'll watch all of this outing from Roki, which is a very interesting outing. I'm not. I like. Look, let me just preface this before we get started. He doesn't pitch well in this game. He's got no command. I'm still not. I still think he's a really good piece. It's just 2 games in spring. It could mean nothing. But yeah, he's trying to figure some shit out, and he's not figuring it out right now. And then you also just see the danger of like having to rely on the forkball to throw strikes because it's just so hard to throw strikes with it. You know. How does deciding targets worth? I assume pitchers have full say. No, they do, but honestly though, a lot of the targeting strategies have only really started to get implemented recently. So this ball ends up getting overturned. Stephen Kwan knows the strike zone, but like not even close, dog. Anyway, so 4-pitch walk. What were we talking about here? About the targeting strategies. It's just about understanding natural miss and where a guy needs to, put his body to help you execute. All right, so here's the first cutter. Let's be honest, this is not a cutter. This is a slider, but it goes straight down. I don't hate the shape of it or the speed of it, but in practice, it's awfully similar to his split. It's kind of the same idea. Go straight down, be mid 80s. So it'll mess you up a little bit, maybe with a difference in spin from it. But overall, I don't know. It wasn't effective today, at least. Anyway, so here's a fastball. Roki smokes that right into right. And, Roki just has a hard time. He's out there trying to throw strikes. And when you're trying to throw strikes, you're certainly not going to locate within the strike zone, And he just had a tough day today. And then he started going heavy to the split because he knows that's the tough pitch to hit. But it's just a really hard pitch to throw strikes with. Yeah, I mean, he said his upper body felt off. I'm just going to say one thing about this. You don't want to be in a place where you're blaming your mechanic for a poor outing. It might be the case, and I think it is with him. I think that he does struggle repeating his mechanics or feeling right within his delivery. But he will never reach his true potential until he gets past this phase. He has to get past this phase, and he has to learn how to go out there and compete with what he's got. Because baseball, just like the next pitch is always coming, right? And I've seen this with tons of guys from every culture. It's more obvious with some Japanese guys because they're not afraid to show their emotion, like when they're a little down on themselves, typically. But I mean, I've been this guy at times, so I can tell you from experience. Like if you're out there and you're so internally focused on what your body's doing, it's really freaking hard to then also lock in on throwing strikes. And if there's one thing you'll notice in this tough first inning is he just doesn't really throw strikes. He gets himself in bad counts. Now there's the forkball, and look at how gross this is. Like when it's right, look at this pitch. It's unhittable. Completely unhittable. It's like Senga's ghost fork. Like those pitches are like 200 stuff plus, in my opinion. It's just a matter of they're really hard to land for strikes. Like look at that one. That's non-competitive, completely non-competitive. So look, it's dry in Arizona. There's a million things going on, but he's definitely thinking about his delivery a lot. And I don't think that's a great thing for the Dodgers if they want to win with him on the mound right now, especially in a starting role. There's the grand slam from Manzardo. Well hit, but, it's Arizona. That ball, 375, Oppo, it's a bomb. I mean, it's just a great swing. But again, he's not competitive in the strike zone with anything in this game, and that's what led to the really bad first inning. Grand slam, all four of the first batters reach, then he walks David Fry on top of that right after it, and that's the end of the first. Second inning comes out, and he pitches better in this inning. But, it's just curious to see, despite the fact that he's got really good velocity, obviously he's shown it up to 100, and he's got a split from hell. He's got such low spin rate on his four-seam fastball. It's just troubling. It's just weird. How are you gonna be able to develop anything else with any type of bite to it? This was probably one of the better breaking balls he threw. -5, -2.6 at 87, and it looks like this one, he gets it into a good lane. If he can do that, he'll be okay, but even those pitchers are risky in zone. And then that split is filth. If he can get to 2 strike counts, like anybody, he's going to be good, but he'll be even better than anybody, almost anybody, because of this pitch. I mean, that pitch is insane. That pitch is freaking insane. Look at it. It's so high, and then it's so not high. So I do think that at the end of the day, he's battling himself a lot. He needs to figure out his he just needs to figure out the delivery so he can then forget about the delivery and just go out there and pitch. It's tough to think about your delivery and also learn a new pitch at the same time. Because when you're learning a new pitch, you just want to get your hand to where it needs to get to. But if you're thinking about everything else, it's just tough. So, there's one that he lands for a backdoor. That's not bad. I mean, maybe there's a place for it because he needs something that he can throw in the zone. But unfortunately, on his scatter plot, a lot of stuff is going to look the same. Like that, they said as a cutter, but it's a split because it's only 353 RPM. That's how I know. And then he's going to throw another one, and this is going to be filth. So you see the good and the bad of Roki. I mean, that pitch is disgusting. He misses this by a foot. So you see the good and the bad. I don't know. I'm curious about it. Curious where he's going to go from here. But good news is he's on the Dodgers, and they don't necessarily need him opening day. It does suck that Gavin Stone is now having a shoulder issue because I really thought he looked pretty good. That changeup looked great in that first look we got a couple days ago on the stream. Fastball was crisp. 94, 95 looked easy. But it wasn't. He had a tough go, and he's hurt now. So just one of those things. You never like to see it, but they still don't need him. That's the thing. They still don't need him. They have enough pitchers, and he'll have plenty of time to work it out. But he's going to have to work it out because you can't learn new pitches and battle your mechanics at the same time. All right, here's the summary from today. 17 four-seamers, 15 of these new cutters, which were really sliders. Nobody throws a cutter with negative IVB. So that's a slider. Splitter, which is really a forkball. And then 2 sinkers, which have oddly the same exact amount of induced vertical break as his four-seam and only a little bit more run. So they're probably... Also, they have weirdly high spin rate. So now that's really confusing. 2305 on those random 2 sinkers. But you look at his scatter plot, and this is like one of the things that's a little bit of a concern. There's just too much bunching of those 2 pitches towards the center mark. There's just too much bunching there. Like, they're too similar. I know they'll have different spin, but I need more variety. But I don't know. Let's just wait. Let's just wait and see for Mr. Sasaki. Hopefully he can just get to a place where he can forget about his delivery, then continue to work on his pitches. And I wouldn't give up on him yet as a starter, but there's no doubt that it frees him up so much to just throw the 2 pitches he likes. When he's out there like he did in the postseason as a relief pitcher. So. I don't know. It's just a weird conundrum to have. He can help you, but not really as a starter at the moment. I think that's fairly clear. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's pretty clear. All right. Back to the solo shot here for a minute. Adam, did I play basketball? Yeah, I played up to JV, and then I stopped. But I don't know. When I played a lot of hoops, I was pretty good, but I'm not that explosive. What happened with the Knicks game? I saw some Knicks stuff in the chat. Did they pull it out? Dylan Cease was on the last stream, so you can go check him out on there. Did you say low spin four-seam, send him to the Rockies? Bringing Roki's version of his 2023 mechanics or remaking his mechanics, what is the easiest? So sometimes you can fall in a trap of trying to be somebody that you were before. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced anything like this in your life, but it's like you romanticize one period of time where maybe you had success in something, and then you could try to chase that exact thing, but you're a different person now, and you've had different things happen. So in a way, completely chasing what you were before, I don't think has as high of a success rate as people might think. Now, you can take elements of it. You can say, oh, like, there's certain things that I was doing that I can get back to doing. But I don't know. Always make anew. Make better. Strive for better. You can be even better than you were before. That's my opinion on that. Did I shoot gyro foul shots? No, I had pretty good. My jump shots were pretty clean. I have a hoop at the house still too. Like I line up the seams. I have a nice shot. Completely off topic. Do you think Kyler Murray can make it in the MLB? Just got released. I mean, he was a pretty high prospect. It's interesting. Like, I think Russell Wilson's kind of full of it. I think he would have stunk. Everybody that I know that played with him in the minors said that he couldn't hit a lick, that he was an awesome fielder and base runner, and then obviously that has value, but that he couldn't hit, and he probably wasn't going to figure out how to hit. So I was kind of out on that. But Kyler Murray supposed to be pretty electric, pretty electric. He's got speed, power combo, I would guess. Probably not as springy as he was at Oklahoma, but anyway, I have no concept of it. But the reviews from the baseball players who saw Kyler play at Oklahoma are a little bit higher than they were for that I would say for a guy like Russell Wilson. Anyway, yeah, and he made 130 million in his career. He did a good job with that. The Rockies outfield's going to be chasing Sugano's dreams all over Coors Field. I was actually chatting with Michael Lorenzen for a while today. He threw like a 50-pitch bullpen. I was watching. Guy's really good. He's got good shapes. Got some great ideas of how he's going to attack Coors. He's definitely taking it head on. I think he's got some really good ideas. So that's intriguing. Sugano, I don't know how that's going to go, but we've already seen that. Yes, my guy, Jalen Brunson. We love him and the whole family. Are the Knicks winning? I hope so. Roki, hold on. Somebody has a Roki should be kicking it in the pen. No, he should only go kicking and screaming to the pen. I sort of agree with that. Is there anything you want to allow to share about what Lorenzen's looking to do? He's just embracing, like, trying to create a more variety of angles, thinking about conceptualizing Coors instead of so much into pitch shape or lack thereof. You can still adjust angles because at the end of the day, angles are kind of equate to pitch shapes. If you can't create the exact angle you want through pitch shape alone, you can do it with some other tricks. So he has some ideas there. His pitch mix is really big. His changeup's very deceptive. Generally keeps his contact on the ground. I think that his command is good enough to be really competitive there. He's well aware that he's going to have to recalibrate home and road. Just does a lot of things well. There's some moving on the rubber things that he's experimenting with, some different angle things he's experimenting with, but I like the freedom at which he's taking this challenge on. And I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, without Michael Lorenzen, there would be no Shohei Ohtani. All right? There would be no Shohei Ohtani. 111.95 Knicks over Raptors. Beautiful. Sorry, Toronto. Okay. People forget Roki was a starter for years in Japan. Yes, he's struggling, but it's not like success is completely foreign to him. No, that's true. Thoughts on Rosenthal piece? Red Sox remain the best fit for trade suitor for Isaac Paredes. He would fit good in that ballpark with his pull side pop, but I don't know. Astros should have hopefully a few suitors there, but they have to clear that logjam. If I was in Roki's position, would I rather start the year in the pen or work on starting in the minors? I'd rather work on starting in the minors still, if I were him. Maybe not even the minors. I just want to get myself right. I just want to get confident. That's it. Just get confident again, feel like I'm in a good spot, and then just try to compete. You got to go out there and compete. That's the biggest thing. All right, we got more shit to watch. You guys want to watch Cody Ponce from yesterday? That was something that was on my mind. He pitched against somebody important, I feel like, for the Jays. Speaking of Canadians. Yeah, Boston. He pitched against Boston, right? Oviedo as well. And I thought Oviedo looked pretty good, actually, too. We might dig into that for a second. All right, so Cody Ponce, I hope that's how you say his last name, and it's not Ponce. But 38% four-seam, 31% cutter, 16% split, 13% slider, 3% curveball. Velocity continues to be very strong relative to where it was before he came back. He has I was watching, and you're going to see in a minute, his splitter is no joke. And his slider. -10 vert on the slider as well. Like, it's no joke. He's got steep stuff going downhill. So let's try to find him real quick. Red Sox, Blue Jays, and here's Ponce. All right, so we'll watch a couple pitches here in the early going. He's another guy who I think I think the velocity gains is just like him learning how to rotate really well. Like I was watching this guy Dan Altavia throw today for us. Brick shithouse, but like the way he like lands and rotates so violently around his spine. I mean, it's just like it's a rocket ship, and I feel like Ponce does a good job of that, like in his delivery now. Anyway, here's that slider with -14. And I know that this is just weird because he just doesn't beat the runner to the bag or whatever. But this pitch had crazy shape to it. So I think in the season, you're going to see him getting a lot of in the dirt type of strikeouts. I think that's going to be his main type of strikeout if it's not a high fastball. Here's the cutter. Very verty cutter. This one doesn't have any real shape to it, and it's hit pretty hard, gets the free out. So I don't think it's a curve. I think it's a death ball, but like from an exceptionally high downhill tilt. But it could be debated. The break on it feels like a lot like a curveball, Omar. I would agree with you with that. So his fastball gets hit here, and he gives up some early contact, even though they throw the runner out the plate. And he doesn't get his fastball like into the right. Like when he leaves it over the middle, people are going to hit it despite the new velocity. All right, so here's a curveball. So his curveball and his slider both have a similar amount of break. One's just 5 miles an hour faster than the others. So death ball on the slider for sure, and then the curveball is just a slower version of that. It's a very similar break on the chart.
Working on the backfields, cutoffs and relays, whatever they may be, and then they come into play when the game starts.
Fastball middle. Gets the rather deep fly out. All right, let's start skipping ahead to some of the decision pitches. I mean, 96, he's definitely got a really good fastball. The vert has come down on it since he's been with the big league ball relative to Korea already. That's clear. But I like his off speed. I think that he's going to generate a generous amount of chase in MLB. I do think this cutter, you know, it's got good vert on it, but it doesn't really cut that much. So that's going to be interesting to see. But I do like this pitch a lot, the slider, and then I also really like the curveball. 0 vert and 0 horizontal. They use it in Japan, don't know in Korea. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Just bullet spin the absolute crap out of the ball. So here's a hit for a run. And the Red Sox, these lefty hitters handled his fastball pretty well overall in this game. Here's one for a strikeout. When he gets it up, it's overpowering, like for sure. So that's what you're looking at there. That was Cody Ponce. Maybe I can grab his TJ stats real quick from yesterday as well. All right, we're coming. See, like in those videos, he didn't like, to your point here, Omar, he didn't really like show exactly what he had going on. Because he threw 5 splits, we just didn't see any of them there. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit on the chart. So he only threw that one curveball, right? But that curveball is distinctly different because of the speed than the slider. Like the curveball's at 80 and the slider's at like 85. So it's about a 5 mile an hour difference, give or take. But they have the exact same movement. Like that blue dot is the same as those green dots. In a way, I don't hate it because there's different timings there. But I think it would be more helpful to go fast to slow with some guys. And then other than that, the curveball is going to have to be a show me. But again, he has a little bit of that grouping going on. But I think ultimately he's going to have to spam a lot more splitters, because I do think that splitter is a pitch that's a little unique to what most guys are throwing. I mean, if you look at the chart here, it drops pretty straight down. So like not a ton of run to it. So that's a fascinating pitch for sure. Stuff great on it, likes it. 103 really likes the slider because of that death ball shape. I don't know. It's just going to be weird to watch him. He was so dominant in Korea last year, literally like just stupidly dominant. But obviously this is the big leagues. So we're going to have to watch and see. And I'm more than anything, I think I'm maybe a little concerned about how the fastball is going to play. He's got above average ride, but for his arm slotted, I don't think it's very above average. He throws hard, but not really like crazy for big leagues. So he's going to have to command that thing. And that's going to be interesting to watch, to see if he can actually pull that off and actually command that thing really well. All right. There was also Oviedo in this game on the other side. Actually, somebody wanted me to watch Brendan Little, because I guess he's coming out guns blazing. So let's watch a little Brendan Little decision pitches. So knuckle curve here. Perfectly located below the zone. Nasty. Knuckle curve again. And this is where, if you want to get strikeouts and you have a downward breaking pitch, where you got to land these things. I mean, look at that. Right behind the plate. Can't do it better than that. And I know people soured on Little a little bit because he gave up that big run in the Mariners series. But I think he's filthy. I mean, this is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker with negative vert. So you're talking it's like a Framber Valdez kind of combo out of the bullpen. Negative vert sinker at times with an absolute banger curveball. That's a really good combination from his arm slot. So I'm pretty high on him. Plus his velo's been there. I mean, he's living at 95. So I think he's going to be pretty good. I'm going to try to get somebody on, a couple guys on maybe throughout this tournament. But, we're just getting started here. And I think we'll have a little more opportunity in Houston. Like, we do have an off day in Houston between games 2 and 3. Things will have settled in by then. So that's the answer to that. I don't think I'd be able to ask Trout to come on. Probably not. Not right now. That'd be tough right now, I think. Something here about the Celtics. Hold on. Geez, it's so hard to click on these sometimes. I'm going to close the chat ninja for a second and then reload that, because that is insane right now. There was something in here about the Celtics. I'm not scared of the Celtics. I think Jason Tatum coming back is going to mess up their chemistry. That's what I think. Little has great stuff, but doesn't command it. He's got great stuff, though. There's no denying it. That's legit stuff. Like, that sinker it's not quite Zach Britton, but it's close. And the curveball is better than any breaking ball Zach ever had. Although at times he had a pretty good slider for us with the Yankees, I guess. This might be true. The Pistons, they've been a thorn lately. A definite thorn. All right, you want to watch a little bit of Oviedo? So this was a guy they traded the password to Pittsburgh to get this dude. He's a monster of a man. Throws hard. Fastball's got some little bit of a cut action on it. Weird heater. He's got extension, but not a lot of vert, and again, a little bit of a perceived cut to it. But this guy's huge, and I'm very fascinated to see what the Red Sox do with him, because from a physical talent standpoint, he's pretty nasty. This is a pretty good breaking ball right here. Whoa, timeout. 84 and completely undresses Lucas here. Nice pitch. Then a 1-pitch out on a sinker. So Red Sox have him throwing both fastballs. Makes sense. I would think with his arm action, he could have a great sinker, but he must have some sort of an issue with how clean his hand comes through the ball. But anyway, he's going to throw hard with two different fastballs and 2 different breaking balls. He's going to have curveball like that, and he's also going to have slider, and then he's also, they're building a big arsenal. Here's the changeup. Oddly, pretty hoppy. So I'm not high on that yet, but we'll have to watch and see. But curious if this guy can crack the 5 spot in the rotation or if it's going to be early, and then maybe this guy goes to the bullpen. A guy who's always had promise, but hasn't always put it together and then got hurt kind of in the middle of that. Oviedo secured the 5 spot, in my opinion. Yeah, he looks like a creative player. I agree. He's a monster.
Defensive runs saved. It's one of the best marks among outfielders in baseball.
Look at that weird fastball, too. Only 10.7 vert, 6 horizontal. Just a weird pitch. Definitely has a low release height with good extension, like great extension, 7.3 extension. So that's a good combo. So a lot of it is just outlier release. But he throws hard as crap.
So, 2 good left-handed bats. Carlos Mendoza has impressed.
I think that was probably a ball. I didn't call it. See, this one has actual cut. This is -1 and 8. That's a really weird pitch, but that's a fast cutter. You know, that's a fast cutter at 94.3. So that's the other thing. You could have like a bad shape and it could be a cutter, but if it's like 94 plus, then all of a sudden I like it again. Because it's like really hard to square a ball up at 94 plus that's moving in an abnormal way. Even if it's not necessarily optimal, it's just abnormal. So I like that. Yeah, this was the game Barger hit the grand slam. He does have options. I mean, he's definitely, you know, they're going to utilize that if they need to. But I thought that was, you know, curious to watch. And also in this game, this Moose, Justin Gonzalez, absolutely, this guy's a monster. Hit a ball 117 for a single, which you're about to see right here.
Great basketball team, and then in high school, basketball wasn't a sport. Chopper back to the mound. Miles makes the play, throws on his
in the next at bat. Anyway, he chopped that ball on the ground. And then this one is a sweeper, and this ball gets smushed.
Justin Gonzalez, the 19-year-old, smokes the liner out to left.
Dude, he hit this so hard. 117.3 at 12.
Isn't it? I mean, that's a winner.
He's a moose. I think he's listed at like 270. So you know he hits the crap out of the ball, and it's going to be interesting to see if this guy can put it all together when you have physical tools like that. Yeah, absolute moose. They have him at 6'6", 275. Maybe he can help the Celtics. Yeah, Red Auerbach would have convinced him to come on board. Oh, so now we got to talk a little bit about McLean, man. Poor McLean. He's got like an illness that's led to some vertigo symptoms, apparently. Pretty sure he's going to be out now and not pitch against us. I saw he was scheduled to pitch against us, which would have been an interesting matchup. They're going to be interesting no matter who it is, but yeah, that sucks for him. This is a huge opportunity. It's the dream team. I think unless he gets healed up like in a day or two, I don't see it happening. And sometimes these things can linger, right? So, you know, Mets need him for 30 starts. So we'll see what happens. Tiro said he's pitching the final if they get there. Okay, so they're going to keep him in the mix anyway, which is good. Good. No, I mean, I would have hoped. I mean, I'm honestly like I'm on this team. Like I want us to win. You know, you got to be scrappy. It would be fun. It'd be fun. Winning is fun. So we'll see what happens. Nothing else from this game. What else was there? There was some other stuff today. I was browsing for a minute. What was it though? Shit, if I remember. Oh, Shane McClanahan came back. Probably no video of that. Actually, I already checked. There is no video. But I want to watch, at least look at the breakdown, see what the numbers said on Shane today. Good to see him back. One of my favorite pitchers, a guy that used to just absolutely destroy us. Used to just destroy us. Every team I was on, Yankees, Red Sox, especially in Tampa. He said he is feeling better and is planning on going. He said the symptoms were there a week ago, but he feels better now. Lost 5 pounds due to lack of appetite. Huh. Inner ear problem that has been healed. Okay. That'd be great. Maybe he's on the way then, on the way. So I haven't seen Aaron Nola because I think he's pitching tomorrow, and then he's going to meet us in Houston. But everybody else I've met. So it'll be cool. Well, will you bring the chat to the parade? You think we would have a parade in Rome? In Rome, that would be sick if we had a Rome parade. Straight into the Coliseum or something like that. That'd be so cool. Oh yeah, Huskies. They were up 10-0 yesterday on LSU. Ended up holding on for the 13-10 victory. I have evidence of that. TJ LeMahieu, my buddy, obviously LSU guy, sent me the box today, and he's like, "What just happened?" Yeah, he sent me this post earlier. Northeastern upsets LSU, so pretty good win for the boys. Weren't off to a very hot start, but that's baseball, Susan. And so they take them down, and they go ahead. All right, McClanahan, 52% four-seam, 30% changeup. One of my favorite pitches in the game is his changeup. Curveball, 13%, and then one slider. Velocity way down, don't care yet at all. So it looks like he's still a ways away to get back to being himself, though. Average 15 on his IVB, that's 3 inches down. Average 7 on his horizontal, that's 3 inches down. Changeup, 3 inches down on both. Interesting. Curveball, 2 inches up on both. Slider, the same. So he's coming through a little bit differently. Something's going to be off with the way he's coming through the ball. But I just want to see this guy healthy and back out there. His fastball, his changeup combo, the way that he literally jumps at the batter is very deceptive, especially with that changeup, and that heater plays crazy, especially in the trop. So yeah, I mean, this is not a full version yet, but at least he did get out there, which is good to know and good to see. So happy that McClanahan got out there. Cole Sulcer still over there, good dude. Kevin Kelly, Joe Rock, blah blah blah. Nothing really else from there. How does Marcy look? Could be a sneaky top 10 center fielder this year. So Cervelli thinks he's our best hitter, and he might be right. Very serious guy. Kind of another guy, kind of built solid, not terribly tall, but like solid. Put up great numbers last year. I mean, 234 plate appearances, 292, 363, 478 for an 841 OPS, with good metrics to boot. 275 x batting average, 347 x WOBA. A lot of good numbers here. What's bad? Bat speed, but good defense and sprint speed. So if he can pull balls in the air and he can spray line drives, there's an exceptional player in here all around. So yeah. What's a very good Italian curse word to use against opponents? You can call them a stunad. Very weird changeup grip. It's kind of like a split. It's like a Vulcan split, weird split, like finger move over type thing, but nasty. Jealous of it. So good. And this is how I feel. He just needs to stay healthy, and he'll be all right. Am I coaching up the kids on Team Italy? Yeah, I mean, when they ask me questions, for sure. It's hard not to talk too much and kind of let them find their way with me and ask me stuff. But at the same time, it's just fun to be around. It's cool. It's cool to be at the field. Do you get anything special from Italy? So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be doing clinics in Italy moving forward a little bit for the Federation. Trying to help grow the game over there. Definitely get dual citizenship out of this. Probably get to spend some time in some really cool places. That's kind of the freebies for it, but it's not a freebie because we're doing good things. We're helping each other out. And but no, we don't get anything necessarily Italian. I got swag. I have sweatshirts, t-shirts, shorts, all the usual stuff similar to what the MLB guys get. But yeah, like got some ideas, some other stuff. Build a new Coliseum for us. That would be funny. All right, what else we got? 8:15. So I've been at this an hour and 15. Not too bad. Might take a break for a second. How many of my new teammates have you met before in your life? I had met Vinny like once. I had met Festa because he was on the Mets for a hot second. So he was with us for about 2 weeks. So I know him, Matt Festa. Other than that, I mean, I know the coaching staff. I know Jorge Posada. I know Dave Rigetti. I know Frank Menachino. I know Francisco Cervelli. I know Alexandro Maestri, who was on the Italian team when we played together in 09 in the Classic. He's our pitching coach, so I know him. I know Marco Mazzieri, who was the manager at the time, who's now in the traveling party. I know Jason Zillo. I know Dave Burney. So I know a lot of those people. But like in terms of the players, not as many. I'm meeting them all for the first time. Lorenzen, Teal, Altavia, what's his name from the Padres, who I've talked to quite a bit already, and I'm just being an asshole. Alec Jacob, like a lot of cool guys. So a lot of people are here, and it's pretty dope. Jason Zillo, yes, Yankees Jason Zillo, PR for Jason Zillo. He's doing us. He's hanging out with us, so it's pretty cool. Last show, did you say you were going to do giveaways? Yes. Of course, now I'm on the road, and I don't have anything to give away right now. When we get home, I've got a lot of things. I got a lot of things to give away. All right, what else we got here? Thoughts on the Red Sox Puerto Rico game? Maya's like, watch more baseball. All right, I'm on it, Maya. So Sox and Puerto Rico. So this is already just cool because like Alex Cora is Puerto Rican. Raquel Ferreira, I believe, is Puerto Rican, who works in the front office with the Sox. Like obviously, Joey Cora is on the staff of where's this freaking game? Joey Cora is on the staff of Puerto Rico. Ramon Vasquez, who's the bench coach with the Red Sox, I believe is on the staff of Puerto Rico, or maybe he can't leave, but so there's a big Puerto Rican connection there. Beltran was around, Cintron was around. Even Kike got to leave Dodger camp to go be with them. I love the blonde hair thing. I love Yachty doing Yachty things as manager. Yachty's a baseball genius, so it's really cool to see. And they had a pretty good first inning against Jake Bennett, who's an interesting pitcher. He got traded over there. He got traded over there from the Nationals in that trade with Luis Perales, who was a 100-mile-an-hour guy for the Sox. Now he's a 100-mile-an-hour guy, an intriguing player for the Nats. But yeah, Willie Castro leads it off. And I'm just giving you a hard time, Maya. You're right. I'm just talking. I'm just rambling out here. Anyway, so Castro got a hit. Helio Ramos grounded out. And then my man, Nolan Arenado, representing Puerto Rico in his third classic, first with Puerto Rico, rocking the blonde hair, looking trim in the 3-hole, comes through with this RBI knock right here off the big left-hander. And I love it. He stayed through that ball nice. 95 up and in. Stayed through it, flipped it out there. Just awesome swing by Nolan, and he'll take it. Base knocks, that's what they need. Then there were some wild pitches and some things happened there. Here's the next run scoring play. Emmanuel Rivera, who I was briefly teammates with on the Toros last winter. Guy who's been all over the place. Very, very professional hitter. Have bat, will travel. Great beard as well, too. One of the thickest beards you'll ever see. Just tremendous coverage with that beard. And then the blonde hair, of course. Team Rubio on the top. I saw that Sugar gave a speech today, which I love. It's great. They should let relief pitchers talk more. All right, here's Eddie Rosario. They're going to be intriguing to watch. It sucks they don't have Lindor. It sucks they don't have Javi. It sucks they don't have Correa. But it's still, they always play with a lot of energy. They're always a really fun team. And I think they've had some of the most success in this tournament despite having not won. Nolan and his ADHD pre-pitch setup will never get old. Oh my God, he's the most antsy player I've ever played with, but I love it. Like it's just him. He's so ready to go. I want to hit, I want to hit, I want to hit, I want to hit, I want to hit. That's the little voice in Nolan's head when he's in the box. I want to hit, I want to hit, I want to hit. IKF getting the Sox on the board in this Wago. Mickey Gasper, Yoelin Cespedes. Let's go to the box score in this game. Take a closer look at this Puerto Rico lineup that they threw out there today. Willie Castro, Helio Ramos, Nolan Arenado, Carlos Cortez. 3 for 3 today. Beautiful. Hernaiz, Melendez, Emmanuel Rivera, Torres, Martin Maldonado, Machete, who's retired but still playing, and he's playing catcher, which is great. Christian Vasquez got in there. Rosario got in there. Matthew Lugo got in there. So Elmer Rodriguez, who, actually now I need to watch Elmer pitch a little bit. Big Yankee prospect who I've been impressed with so far. Goes 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and zeros across the board. He's going to be a factor in this tournament if Puerto Rico goes anywhere. He's pretty good. De Leon, Moran, Espada, Rivera, Garcia, Quinones, and Yaxel Rios. Man, okay, back to the play-by-play. Let's see if Elmer can be just the glue they're looking for in this tournament. All right, first out, Christian Campbell. Elmer has a tremendous sinker. Wow, interesting, a 4-seam. Tremendous sinker and changeup are the 2 pitches I like the most. He's a low spin guy. He still achieves good shapes on his curveball and his slider despite having low spin, but it's something to think about a little bit. Anyway, there's a strikeout. Then Story. Gonna get him with a sinker. I really like his sinker, and I love his deliveries. It's very smooth. He throws hard as crap. Yankees having, like, all of a sudden they have some really good starting interesting prospects. LeGrand, Story, and don't obviously still Schlittler, Will Warren, like those guys are young. Hess, like they have some interesting guys all of a sudden, which is good to see if you're a Yankee person. All right, so then he gets Marcelo. Gonna get him out with a cutter. So that's like the type of contact that I loved throwing my cutter. If I could get them to just hit an easy ground ball to first base and I get to trot over there and, step on first for the easy out, that's a fun and exciting place for me to be in a baseball field. That's one of the best outcomes when I threw my cutter. All right, so 1, 2, 3 in the first. Second inning, he starts off with a punch out of Caleb Durbin on a sinker. Ooh, is this going to be a backdoor sinker? Oh. You know how I feel about those. Excellent pitch. Then he walks IKF, and then he's going to get a fly out here on a 4-seam. I do think he needs to utilize his 4-seam versus lefties. It needs to be part of the equation. He throws hard enough, even without a great shape. A little fly out to Helio Ramos. The other day I saw an interview with Helio Ramos where he was talking about how thinks he's a great defender. Giants fans were like, is this guy serious? So I don't know. I haven't watched him up close a lot, but according to the numbers, he's not good. The Giants fans say he's not good, but he says he's great. So I'm wondering what's real. So this was interesting. This pitch got him right off the end of the bat. That's what if you're going to throw the cutter right on right and get contact, that's what you want. You want them to try to pull a pitch on the outer third and get it off the end. This is what I wanted. Tong got one of these that first game with the cutter. That's the exact same pitch. That's what you're hoping for there, right on right. Good pitch there. Third inning. Single on a bunt, who cares? And then a ground out, walk, ground out. So 3 ground outs. Let's watch those real quick because I bet you there's sinkers or changeups. Haven't even seen the changeup yet, and I think that's one of his best pitches. Here's a 4-seam. Yeah, that might have been a sinker the way that he hit it. He grounded a high pitch. That was weird. And then Christian Campbell again. Sinker. I do think they're going to try to jam KC a lot. He hit that ball hard. How hard? Yeah, 104. And then he gets a Marcelo ground out. So Elmer's a guy I'm excited about. It's cool that he got to pitch in this game. And it's weird, he gets to face the Yankees, but he's not. I mean, he gets to face the Red Sox, but he's not on the Yankees in this moment. He's on Team Puerto Rico. I also think he's going to pitch their biggest games. I really think he might be their best guy. I know they have Seth Lugo, but he's going to be interesting to watch for sure. Oh, you like bunts, Jared? You want to see the bunt? Okay. Braden Ward. It says it's a bunt, so let's see. Let's see if there's any mastery here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Put it in your pocket. Perfect bunt. You know what? That is one of the most exciting plays in baseball. You just don't see guys do it that well, but this is fantastic. I mean, look at this placement. You're in no man's land. Now, Buck would tell you that the only way to defend this ball, in his Texas voice, is if the first baseman stays on the bag and the second baseman charges it and then flips it. But I'm telling you right now, Buck, the second baseman's not getting this ball. Nobody's getting this ball. He would say that's the only way. He might be right, but I still think this is just a perfect bunt. So anyway, hell of a bunt there. Do pitchers hate bunts? I don't like bunts, but that's just because I just wanted to pitch. I do think that there are certain pitchers that can be exposed by having to field their position. I was definitely in that boat at one point, which was super embarrassing because I was a good fielder growing up. But then I started to lose it at times. But like there are pitchers that cannot field, and if you just put enough pressure on them, they will make a bunch of errors. So nobody ever really does it. But I'd like to see it attempted one time on the right victim. So anyway. But I also think what people don't get about bunting is it's hard to do. It's genuinely a hard thing to do. Kirkering. What does this mean, Brian? I was always good at the 97-mile-an-hour return line drive. Like I was good at giving up line drives. I don't know about that. I was like 99th percentile exit velocity my whole career. Dude. All right. Mendoza is allergic to teaching the team to bunt. Mendoza's not in charge of that. David doesn't want them bunting. Come on, guys. Ward is the fastest man in MLB. Is he? I mean, it was beautiful. It was a perfect bunt right there. There's no doubt about that. Farshow's a great bunter too. That's true. In the Venezuela game, Acuna tried to challenge a pitch because he forgot you can't challenge in WBC. Also, weirdly low-scoring game in the Venezuela game tonight. Let's at least look at the box in that. I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing, but let's at least check out the box in the Venezuela. Oh, yeah, so 3-1 versus Houston. I want to see this Venezuela lineup. Acuna, 0 for 4. Arise, 1 for 4. Chorio, 0 for 3. Abreu, 2 for 4. Michael Garcia, 1 for 2. This is a great lineup. Suarez, 0 for 4. William Contreras, 1 for 3. Glaber, 1 for 3. Jimenez, 0 for. Tovar, off the bench, 1 for 1. Salvi got in the game. Sanoja. And then Wilson Contreras as well. So they have both Contrerases. They have a freaking good lineup. Who pitched for them? Straight bullpen game. Bizardo, Diaz, Buto, Sanchez, Machado, Palencia, Santos, Zerpa, Chirinos. They have a very good team. They're in the top tier. They're right there in the top tier. I mean, that lineup is tremendous. Acuna, Arise, Chorio. That's unique. Abreu, Garcia, Suarez, all very rich or going to be rich men. Contreras and his brother, both tremendous. Glaber, pretty damn good player. Jimenez, incredible player. So intriguing to see that. Who pitched against them today? Javier, Weiss, Carlson. Okay. Interesting there. It's so cool that we're getting all these games. Let's look at the box score from Mexico. So this is shaping up. I mean, of course, baseball will get in the way, of course, when we shift to WBC. And just for fun right now, let me do something real quick. Since we're talking WBC, let's talk WBC for a second. All right. Mexico. Duran, Arozarena, Aranda, Kirk, Telez, Nick Gonzalez, Urias, Alec Thomas, Joey Ortiz. That's a freaking good lineup too. That's a tremendous lineup. Like really good. So there's some really strong lineups. None stronger than Dominican or US. But that's a very strong lineup as well. Who'd they pitch today? Taiwan, and then a bunch of pitchers I don't necessarily know. I don't think, although Robert Garcia is potentially a closer for the Rangers. So that's good. Gallen got to pitch against this team. I want to look at Gallen because I think Gallen might have thrown hard in this game. Mexico, Arizona. See if I can grab that StatCast real quick on Gallen. I think this is the first time we've seen him, and obviously his free agency was a little bit of an odyssey this year. Taijuan Walker throwing 91. That's no surprise this time of year. All right, Zach Gallen. All right, average 93 today. I think he was like 95 in the first game. So that caught my attention the other day, but that wasn't the case today. 93, knuckle curve, changeup. Gotten 0 whiffs on fastballs. Got 33% whiff. Got 1 whiff on the game. He didn't throw hardly any pitches. 22 pitches total. 1 whiff on 11 swings. So kind of a nothing game here for Gallen. That's too bad. I was hoping to learn something there, but we didn't. Joe Ross over there now. Ooh, John Curtis. Tremendous guitar player. Had like a 90 stuff plus in his first game. It was weird. I saw somebody had posted that his velo was way up. I just don't know what date that would have been. It would have been 5 days before today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe on Thursday, the 26th. It's not the. So annoying. It's not letting me click it. It's being so annoying. All right, we're not going to mess with it. It's annoying as shit. Maybe there's I'm never going to find it. I'm too tired. All right. I'm fired up for the WBC too. You saw the electricity in the Dominican game. So anyway, let me go to that box score in the Dominican game real quick, just because I want to look at how they're constructing their lineup at first glance. Tatis, Ketel Marte, Soto, Vlad. Dude. Tatis, Marte, Soto, Vlad. Machado, Caminero, J-Rod, Austin Wells, and Perdomo. So Perdomo is the 9-hole. Is how they rolled it out there today. It's just silly. It's really silly. They have Caminero and Julio batting 6th and 7th in this lineup. I mean, dude, that's insane. William, and Wilson. Damn, Ao, did you consider naming your kids Adamo, Adama, and Adame? No, nothing like that. They're just so good. Like, this lineup is a joke. And then other guys that got in this game, which I actually thought was really awesome. Some OGs got in this game, like Junior Lake. He's not on the roster, but like he's been playing winter ball for like straight years. So it's cool that him and like Socrates Brito that got in this game for Dominican are like guys that are like on the extras list in case something goes wrong. But it's dope they got to play in this game. Rojas, What happens with Rojas? Is this the Rojas who just got suspended? No, Mel Rojas Jr. So I don't know what happened there. Anyway, pitching wise, I mean, dude, what a crew. Sevy, Soto, Santana, Seranthony, Estevez, Abner Uribe, Camilo, Wandy, Big Bras. I love Big Brazabon. And then Henry Mejia. No way Henry Mejia got into this ball game. Oh, Juan Mejia. Okay, Juan Mejia. I thought that was Henry Mejia. I was going to say, I haven't seen him in a while. But they just have so much power in terms of everything. Exit velocity, pitching velocity, crowd volume. They're freaking awesome. Yeah, Profar got hit with another suspension. I just can't speculate on it because there's an appeal thing going on, and who the hell knows? I don't know. I mean, I never had a problem passing the 3,000 drug tests, but it seems like some guys do. How big of an Achilles heel is the starting pitching for the DR? I think in tournament play, it's only so much of an Achilles heel. Of course, you got to have somebody start the game, but they'll have a pretty potent arm on the mound at all times, no matter what. No matter what. Sent the 97-mile-an-hour reference. Did I make a play? What happened here? Hold on. Oh, yeah, I caught this ball from Adam Eaton. That was so lucky. Thanks for sending me that. Wonder if I could find that on the stats search. Hardest hit balls. This is going to be interesting. Let me try something here. All right. Major League Baseball season. Oh, I'm going to have too many metrics here if I don't mess around. So I need to make the pitcher Ottavino. Okay, good. That's going to limit the search down a lot now. So then I can go season, Statcast era. So we'll stay there. And then is this it? This is the hardest hit balls I've ever given up? That's not true because I gave up harder hit balls, I know for sure. But anyway, let's watch a few. I don't want to watch myself give up a million hits. But there was a fun hit, a ball. I took a line drive off the chest. That should be on the Dugout app, actually. All right, hold on. Baltimore, Boston, 2021. It would have been kind of late in the year in Boston. Day game. I bet it's this game. Yeah, watch this. This was a doozy. Watch this, guys. Just got nailed in the chest. Nailed in the chest. 105.2 off the chest. Had to come out of the game. Dude, I got hit so hard right here. Oh. Man, this was before they started putting all the side angles in. I took it pretty good, but you can see by my reaction here at the end in my face that I'm really just like, that really hurts. Good Vasquez. Vasquez is trying to tell me, hey, it's all right. I'm like, no, bro, I just freaking got dotted up with 105 in the chest. So that was fine. I did eat it, though. I felt like I was solid. I did have to come out of the game, but whatever. This wasn't a good game for me. Hit by pitch, pop out, walk, single. See you later. Oh, God. Tell you what, though. Look at this lineup. Kike, Hunter Renfroe, Xander, Rafi, JD Martinez, Schwarber, Dahlbeck, Verdugo, Vasquez. That's kind of deep. That's kind of sick. It hurt a lot. Like I had seams, but the Red Sox training team took care of me. So it was all good. It kind of got me in the sternum, but sort of in the chest as well. Oh, I have it set to spring training in the Yeah. You're smart. So where would I find that game type? We'll just eliminate spring training. Regular season. It's going to take a second for this to reload. Yeah, here's the hardest hit balls ever off of me. Holy shit. So I gave up 16 balls in my career at 110 plus. 16. And I got outs on 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I was actually talking about this one earlier today. This was Tatis. This was an impressive swing on a changeup down. Oh no, this is a sinker. He almost ate up Pete. That was 110 on the ground right there. Damn. All right. Oh no. All right, they're still here. All right, so it's funny because the two hardest hit were back-to-back batters in the same game, which makes no sense. There's a Vlad single here. Let's watch that. I think I remember he lasers one to left. Of course, it's in Buffalo. This place is the bane of my existence. Brett Gardner had to friggin' back up on it. Jesus. Bryce Harper field out? I don't remember this. Oh, it's just a ground ball to second. Oh, look at the hustle by Bryce. Didn't even make it to the base. Don't do that, kids. Did I ever face Miggy? Hell yeah. Punched his ticket. Ooh, Bellinger single, Abreu. I remember that Abreu double. Ooh, Corey Seager homer. Ooh, this was a bad one. Oh shit. This was Vince Scully Day home run. 2 outs in the ninth. I don't know why this fucking cutter. What am I doing? I just struck out the first 2 guys in this inning, and then he just destroyed this pitch to tie it. Then they went on to win this game in extra innings. Stupid idiot. Okay, whatever. Those are not important. That was funny to look at though. What was I just about to look at? I just said it out loud. Now I forgot about it. Yeah. Oh, relax. I know I'm good. I'll be fine. Oh, you want to let me watch me strike out Miguel Cabrera? How about that? Want to do that? Batter. Miguel Cabrera. These are just ones. These are just balls in play, but there's a way to have balls and strikeouts as well. Yep, here we go. So 0 for 4 with a walk. 0 for 4 with a walk. Struck him out twice, both on the same pitch. Backdoor sinkers. Here's the first one. This was late in the season. This was an exhausting inning. 27th pitch. Caught looking. And then this one. Oh shit! I clicked on this one right here. I was feeling it in this game. This was like my second or third outing as a Yankee. Dotted. Oh. Let's go, baby. Perfect pitch. Nothing he could do. You can see that two-seam release right there. And then what were the other at-bats where he hit the ball? Here's a field out. There was one pop-up, I remember, and one ground ball to short, I want to say. Oh, 2020 season. Yep, there's the pop-up. Good sweeper there. How big was that one? Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then the other one, in my mind, he hit this ball hard. It says the exit velo was only 88. There's actually one from pre-StatCast era that I'm thinking about. Another slider pop out. I'm a good matchup for this guy. Hold on, let me go back to time frame. Because there's even more years. 2014. Yeah, this might be the first one. Yeah, this ball's hit hard. There's no exit velo, but this ball was hit hard. Josh Rutledge like fell down trying to field it. You know what's remarkable about this video, because this is prime Miggy at this moment? He literally was he was winning the Triple Crown and he couldn't run. Like, how do you bat 360 or whatever it is and you can't run at all, so you get 0 infield hits? That means like you're just that much better at hitting than everybody else. Anyway, those are all the Ottavino versus Miguel Cabrera at-bats. So as much as I show myself giving it up, guys, like I did all right at times. So it was fun. It was fun in certain matchups. 0 for 5, 2 walks, 2 Ks. When and why did I develop the double tap? Like the tap, the hand tap. It's just a timing mechanism. Before I tap the hands, I'm just kind of like have no tension in my body, and I'm a little more of a drift, and then I drop into it from there. It's just a timing. There was always a cadence in my head when I was pitching. It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's always a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it can be a 1, 2, 3. In the WBC when I walked him. Great at bat though, 3-2. Spit on a good slider. I struck out Magli Ordonez to get out of that inning after I walked him or whatever. Someone once said you learn more from losing than winning. I agree with that. Sometimes winning is tough. Am I going to bust out any pickoff moves? I mean, if I have to, I really don't want to. I'd like to get everybody out, you know? Baseball is music. 1, 2, 3, no doubt. Quality of contact plus elite recognition. Like, who whiffs a lot and still over 300? He was just insane. Like, I don't know how he did it. He was next level shit. He was really that amazing. All right, what else in the WBC world do we have to look at? Cuba. We don't know any of these guys in this lineup except for Moncada and Despain, who's like very famous. He's been around forever. Arbarena. That's about it. So we don't know much about that team. Israel played. Stock pitched. They actually threw a shutout in this game on the mound. Stock, Altanov, Canely, Comiskey, Lecuera, Bielenson, and Fetterman. I have a feeling not all those guys are on the team, but a bunch of them. And then the lineup they put out there: Shrek, Carrick, Geloff, Stubbs, Levinson, Medlinger, Stubbs, Rosengard, Agresti. They've been scrappy in the past, so they'll be interesting. The Tim Israel. Canada, who did not have a very good early pitching performance versus Toronto. Here's the lineup they ran out there: Black, Toro, Naylor, O'Neill, Casey, Otto Lopez, Matt Davidson, Bo Naylor, and Denzel Clark. We've noted they have a pretty fun lineup. Logan Allen, Mako pitched in this game. Not all of their main guys pitched yet, but they have an interesting lineup at least. Who else? Panama. We don't know anybody on Panama, right? Not really. Johan Camargo, maybe. Betancourt. Enrique Bradfield Jr. is on this team. That's fun. Yeah, Carrick's a big-time Rocks prospect. I was playing for Israel. We already looked at the Neaters. The Colombians played today. Harold Ramirez, Giovanni Urshela, Donovan Solano. Tehran started this game. San Martin, Zuniga, Alcala. They actually have a sneaky amount of pitchers. They can be a little feisty in this tournament as well. Colombia, they've been in some big games. They had some really, really, really good games in the 17 tournament, which for my money was when the whole tournament turned around and became crazy, was in that 17 year. They had some really big games versus, I believe, in that USA and Dominican pool that was in Miami. Jose Caballero. Crazy how there's so much sports they can't televise all the games. I know. No TV for Team Italy tomorrow. Game's not on, unfortunately. Maybe I'll be able to get some video to pull and I can put it on there on our next stream. All three nailers and Denzel Clark, who's their cousin. So that's pretty good. All right, I think I'm going to wind it down. I kind of run out of ideas. We looked at a lot of WBC stuff. I'm just going to keep the WBC skin up there now because that's probably where we're headed. I believe it officially starts tomorrow. Am I correct about that? I think it gets going. Right? I don't want to enter this. No bracket for me. Yeah. Pool play game 1. Chinese Taipei and Australia at 10 p.m. tomorrow night is the first game officially of the WBC. Okay, so here are the pitching probables for tomorrow's spring games as we wrap this thing up. Gordon and Boz, Astros, Orioles, Yankees, Red Sox, Luis Heel. You know what? I don't like to do it on here. I like to do it on this one. All right. Gordon and Boz, Heel and Crochet. So our first look at Crochet. Hopefully that's televised. We'll get a look at the split. We won't have a show tomorrow, but definitely when I get a look at that split, we'll watch that. Nola, who is pitching for us, I believe against Mexico, he gets Canada tomorrow, which is kind of interesting. So he gets like a bonus WBC game in a way. Colombia and the Braves, Eliezer Hernandez for the Braves. Netherlands and the Rays, Jake Woodford going for the Rays. Nicaragua and the Cardinals, Liberatore on the mound. Jack Flaherty on the mound versus Panama. Zebby Matthews versus Puerto Rico. Peterson goes against Israel. That's pretty cool. Tigers doing it again in Dominican at 3:05. Birch Smith gets the honor of facing those boys. Fott and Springs out here in Mesa somewhere. Brazil and the Rangers. DeGrom makes his spring debut versus Brazil. So good luck to those boys. Cuba and Cincy. Nobody announced there. And Glasnow pulls Mexico. So that'll be fun. Cubs, Brewers, Cabrera, and Sproat. I don't think we've seen Sproat yet in spring. Am I right about that? Not sure. But Edward Cabrera also, this might be his Cubs debut. Joe Musgrove makes his return to the mound versus Great Britain. So we'll have to monitor that. It's kind of a shame we can't pull a stream out of our ass tomorrow, but we can't. Italy and Angels. Mitch Ferris will be pitching against us. Ottavino should and will appear in this game. I'm going to give it everything I got. So I'm going to pump strikes and we'll see how this goes. If I can just get to 0-2 count, watch out for the backdoor sinker, obviously. All right, Freeland versus U.S., which is fun because he played for U.S. last time. Foster Griffin versus Venezuela. Robbie Ray and Cooper Criswell rounded out. So a lot of good, interesting matchups. Another look at all the WBC teams. I'm pretty sure that USA game versus the Rockies is televised on the Rockies network. So you get to hear Drew Goodman probably talk about it, which is kind of fun. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Appreciate you guys a lot. I will be on the mound tomorrow. I'll be in the Discord, and then we'll be flying to Houston, assuming everything goes great. And then we will stream in the morning of Thursday morning from Houston. So get prepared for that. Big time. Appreciate you guys hanging with me tonight. This was nice. This was a pleasure. I'm going to go archive all this. And I've been trying to add in the chapters. I don't know if you guys have noticed when you want to rewatch, everything's been cataloged a little better when you're scrubbing through. That's been a goal of mine. I stopped posting the podcast version of the full stream because it's just redundant. And nobody, like, I just listen to it on YouTube if I'm going to listen to it back. The conversations, when I do have guests, those will still go up on podcast form because those make a little bit more sense. But please like the stream. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't and you're watching. We're going to be doing this all season long. There's going to be a lot of baseball to watch, really mostly with the Dugout app. So it's super easy, and maybe some tools that I'm still developing that hopefully will be ready soon. It's going to be great. I'm really pumped up, really fired up. Now I'm going to try to go get some sleep and, pitch pretty well tomorrow. So I'll see you guys on the other side in 2 days, and everybody else in the Discord, throughout the day, obviously. So have a great time and have a great night, everybody. That's it for me. See you guys later.